Hi everybody. This is my first ever video. Welcome to my first ever vlog. For those of you that don't really know what's going on, just to give you a quick background. So my name is Simon Tefula and I'm based in London. I'm now filming this video in Baker Street in central London. Why am I making this video? So I'm a really private person. I like to keep my private life to myself. But over the past few months, I've embarked on a really exciting journey that I would really love to share with you guys. And I essentially decided that I need to share this journey and document this journey. So I'm essentially working on launching a mobile tech startup, and I've decided to sort of document that journey. And I'll be producing one vlog episode every week. And essentially, I'm sort of going to take you through what it takes to build something from zero to something. Through the highs and the lows. Lots of people are always doing these things, but behind the scenes. And the thing about social media as well is that everyone is always like airbrushing themselves. So people apply filters. You can never really see the real raw process, right? So I'm going to do this, and I've decided to do this for three reasons. The first reason is that I would really like to inspire other people. Like, if you have an idea, you want to get something done, I'd really like to inspire you to do that, and hopefully by looking at the mistakes and the process I'm going through, you can learn a thing or two that can hopefully set you off on your journey. The other reason as well is that I feel that because I have lots of friends, and I've spoken about this idea for a very long time, and I've been trying to do it for a very long time, and I've hit so many roadblocks. And I feel like every time I bump into my friends, they're always asking, what's going on with this? What's going on with this project? So I felt in doing this, it presents a cohesive story that kind of tells the story of building something from nothing to something. So I'm just going to give you a quick background about the project and where I'm at today. So in 2010, yes, 2010, I came up with this idea, trendy people. Trendy with the letter I. So essentially the idea was, I was watching TV with some friends, and they were watching a program called America's Next Top Model, and they felt really insecure. They didn't feel like they were good enough to be on that show. And these girls, three of these girls, were amazing. They were smart, intelligent, beautiful, and I realized as an average guy that there was something incredibly wrong with the fashion industry, the fashion and beauty industry in its current form, and that the fashion and beauty industry promotes and pushes this negative and distorted image of beauty. And I felt that was wrong, because I believe each and every single person has something unique and beautiful about them that makes them stand out. That could be a personality trait, a physical trait, a spiritual trait, an intellectual trait, or a combination of all those traits and more. So I came up with this idea called trendy people. At the time I was at uni, and the thing is, I felt like trendy people at that time, the idea that was, in its original format, was a platform where anyone could take a picture, tag what they were wearing, and upload it. And if they got enough likes, you could literally create a trending fashion look around the world. And in doing that, brands could reward you. But then I quickly found out that obviously it was incredibly expensive to build that sort of platform, and you needed hundreds of thousands of people to make that happen. So I packed the idea for a while. I packed it. I literally just left it. And then in 2013, I moved to Cardiff, and I was living in Cardiff for a year. So from 2013 to 2014, I was at Cardiff. And while living in Cardiff, there was one black barbershop, and that one black barbershop was 45 minutes away. And for me to get there to and from, including waiting time, would take me 2.5 hours. And it was just not feasible, because I was always really busy. So I met another black guy, another brother on the streets, and I stopped him. I was like, hey dude, listen, look, I'm trying to find a place I can get a trim. Like, where would you recommend? And he then gave me somebody's number and said, look, ring up this guy, he will show up. So when I rang this guy, it turns out this guy lived 2 streets down from me. And in about 15 minutes, this guy was knocking on my door. And in about 30 minutes, he'd, give me a shape up and a trim, and I look sleek and ready to hit the town and everything. So I then realized there was a problem. And the problem fundamentally is that there are people that have skills in the fashion and beauty space that either don't have a job, or they basically do not own a shop or a beauty shop. And why not create a platform for these people to get found, booked and hired based on locations, based on reviews, and get them found and hired by clients that need them. And so in 2013, early 2014, this new version of this idea was born, which is essentially in its current format, which is in a nutshell, Trendy People is like the Uber for fashion and beauty services. So if you have a wedding to go to, you'd like to get your hair, your nails, and your makeup done, or you'd like to find a tailor or a dressmaker or a personal stylist, you can find these people on Trendy People on the platform, book and hire them, and you can arrange mutually convenient times and places for them to come to you. So this is the main difference. They get to come to you, and then essentially you can get all your stuff done, and then you can pay them on the platform as well. So essentially that's what we're working on now. We have a lot of exciting ideas. The most incredibly difficult challenge with this whole project was the fact that I was trying to find a team. It's incredibly expensive to build these things. I was trying to find a team that I could partner with to build this, and the thing is, it's incredibly expensive, right? So what happened was I essentially decided to relocate from Manchester to London, because there's a huge network of people out here. There's a huge group of people, and the tech scene is massive here. So, and when you think of fashion as well, you think of London, Paris, Milan, New York. You don't really think of, no disrespect, I love Manchester, but hey, you don't really think of Manchester when you think of fashion and beauty, right? So I moved down to Manchester, so I moved down to London, and I started going to loads of networking events. And eventually I went to an event where I met the CEO of a company called Modular, and essentially it's a digital agency. They design games, apps, enterprise software, and I pitched the idea to them, and they offered to help me, they literally offered to help me build the project. Now of course, this is, I could never afford the prices that they were offering, so we worked out a much more suitable arrangement where we've partnered up. So we've built this partnership through the technology partners, and you'll be seeing a lot more about what they do. They're incredible. In terms of building any kind of software, they're incredible. I'd really recommend anybody. So essentially, we are at the stage now where we are developing the mobile app for the iOS, for Android, and we're just working on a website right now. So essentially, the takeaway from this, what I want to say is, if you have a dream, if you really want to make something happen, it's not a lack of resources, but it's a lack of resourcefulness. I had this from Tony Robbins, the famous motivational speaker. And what he meant by that is, lots of us have ideas, and essentially we keep telling ourselves that lie, that story, that we lack, the contacts, the money, the fame to make it happen. But actually, what he says is, it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is that drive within you that is driven by human emotions. And essentially, if you really want something bad enough, you will make the effort to make it happen. I had to leave a job in Manchester, relocate to London, and start my life all over again. So I actually still balance this project with my actual day job. But I wanted this to happen so bad that I had to do that. So essentially, it's really all about having the, so for example, if somebody, if you meet somebody you really like, if that person texts you in the middle of the night, regardless of what you're doing, or regardless if you're on your deathbed, you'll always find time to sort of, respond back to them. And this is the thing, if you really want something bad enough, you'll find the time to make it happen. You'll find the time to do it. And I've made loads of sacrifices, I've made loads of mistakes, but fundamentally what I'm doing is something I honestly believe in with every single fiber of my conviction. And it's something that I decided to commit to doing because of the fact that I believe in empowering people, and I believe in making the world a better place. And I generally just believe in simplifying things. And I hope that in sharing this journey with you guys, I'll be able to inspire you guys that have ideas to make it happen. Please, I beg you, if you've got something, if you have an idea bubbling around, do not wait for the perfect time or the perfect moment. There's no such thing as the perfect time or the perfect moment. Like literally, if, say for example, you're planning to drive from Manchester to London, and you're waiting to have the perfect car, the perfect friends, the perfect weather, you will keep waiting until Jesus' second coming. You'll keep waiting until, you know, the world comes to an end. So don't wait for the ducks to align themselves. Don't wait for the stars to align themselves. Just get on with it. Like, slow motion is better than no motion. Do something small each and every single day. Start where you are with what you have and just get it going. I mean, essentially, so for example, you want to write a book, write a paragraph a day or write a line a day. And in a week, in 2 weeks, you'll have, you know, a couple of pages. In a month, you'll have a chapter. Like, literally, just start small and build upon that. So I'll be sharing with you some of the tips and some of the things I was able to do in order to sort of get to this point where I'm at right now. And what I'd really like to you guys take away as you follow my journey is, if you want to do something, and if you really truly believe in it, just get started. Just do it, get started, make it happen, and talk to people about it. Like, lots of us have ideas, we keep them to ourselves, and the problem with that is nobody knows about them. And if nobody knows about them, nobody's going to sort of point you in the right direction. So I know lots of people, you know, want to protect their ideas from being stolen, but let me tell you this, it's incredibly hard to get something off the ground. Nobody will ever steal your idea. You just have to pretty much do something yourself and just get it started, and you'll be incredibly surprised at how far you can go and how much you can accomplish. So yes, check out the rest of the journey for this week, and I'll keep you posted on what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys can, if you have any questions, comments, drop me a line. I'll be able to get in touch with you. All right, see you soon. Take care. Bye.